say a special good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9. Those of you who are viewing via GBN TV, good morning to you also. Those of you via social media platforms, yes, whether it's the Facebook page, YouTube channel, good morning and welcome. It's to the point today being Friday the 13th. Some folks have that little bit of mystical myth about Friday the 13th for some reason or the other. If you one that fits into that particular category, I hope you'll be cautious today for whatever reason. If you do think about those myths that we when it referred to Friday the 13th. Anyway, good morning once again to those of you in the diaspora. Thanks for being with Classic Radio, and those of you who are in tune to the point in other parts of the region. Also, good morning to you. Met someone yesterday, of course, who lives in Barbados and said she tunes in from, of course, as much as she can. Of course, just like to listen to the conversation that takes place here on To The Point. Thank you so much, my dear. Have yourself a lovely day. So, folks, we don't have any particular guests on the program today, so which means we're going to leave to you, our listeners and viewing audiences over there, to chime in on us, so of course, by calling in and sharing your views and concerns. Let's start a conversation off this morning. I don't have any particular subject matter that I would like to, of course, introduce this morning, so I'll leave it up to you. There's probably something on your mind that you probably thought, I've been thinking about, I should say, that you want to bring to the fore this morning, talk about it, so it could be the subject matter that could interest other viewers and listeners this morning to, of course, chiming upon. Feel free to do so. I'm all ears this morning. Yeah, I'm in that listening mood this morning, so I'll probably listen to you a lot. If I could intermediate anyway in terms of course, in the discussion, I will certainly pop in and do that. So feel free. The options for you to call in is via direct line, 435-2041. You also have the option of calling via the WhatsApp 435-2041. You have the double options also of you're probably not the one that wants to talk, and there are lots of folks who may not like the actual calling in. You could actually send a message via the WhatsApp 435-2041, add it to your WhatsApp and send us a message. You want to do it also via the Facebook page, you could do that also. Probably introduce something new this morning also. Probably never tried it, but we could probably do it. You probably want to send a voice note via the WhatsApp. Of course, take your time and not too lengthy. I beg of you a little 30 seconds message via the WhatsApp, of course, expressing your views and concerns or something in your mind that you may want to present this morning. Feel free to do so. I may not get the option of previewing it, so make sure it's clean and stuff like that, and feel free to do so. Open line this morning, folks. Let's go to the phone line and speak to our first caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome and you're live.
Yes, Mr. Telesford, good morning. Greetings.
Good morning to you, sir.
To your audience out there. You know it is said, Mr. Telesford, those who have eyes, let them see. Those who have ears, let them hear. I trust that this be fulfilled. In recent times, in my state of what I call creative idleness, Mr. Telesford, by the use of the technology, I've set out once more to read some of the books I read when I was younger. Thank God I did. But there was one particular I've started, I'm now in about the 10th chapter there about. It is called 1984. Do you know of this book, Mr. Telesford?
No, I haven't heard of.
You may have heard about things related to it anyway.
Okay.
But the early stages of the book, in this city, all where you looked, in every corner there were posters saying the following. War is peace. Sounds familiar, Mr. Telesford?
Yes, I'm going with you.
Slavery is freedom. And finally, ignorance is strength.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds familiar with the corresponding situation of the world today, Mr. Telesford, equally in our country, Grenada? Well, I do find similarities. Therefore, two points I'd like to bring out this morning to the government, the operatives in the administration. One has to do with the population of people with disabilities in this country. The 2011 census showed that there was some, in excess of 26,000 cases. Clearly people die and people are born, all right? So we expect that to fluctuate until we get the new one, which we expect sometime prior to the end of this year. But the government of Grenada refused to do what they ought to do, what they have to do, should I say. Change ought and put have obligatorily, according to United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. They continue to disobey treated with scantest respect, with the most scornful disdain to the population with disabilities in this country, by affording them the rights, by domesticating our laws to fall in line with the United Nations Convention, which was put into place, by the way, in 2008 for immediate, and I stress on this, immediate implementation. But what they prefer to do, put it in the hands of a group, a selected group associated with a certain level of society, and form the pity party, a group of pseudo-philanthropist pimps that instead of serving the people with disabilities in the country and giving them all rights as set out in the convention, they're using them as proxies and as tools to look for fame. And they're doing so much and they're so nice to the people with disabilities and they so care about them. But they won't give them the rights, Mr. Telesford. The time has come in this country. We have to call these people. We demand immediate commencement of discussion on the matters related to people with disabilities. And let's get it straight. Nothing about people with disabilities without the people with disabilities. Nothing. Get the people involved and let's talk about it. It's time that we get our rights, our political rights, our social rights, our right to education, our rights to folklore, our rights to all aspects, our rights to accessibility, our rights to lifelong learning. It is written there in the convention. It is just about time. I'm calling on the so-called minister and the so-called prime minister and the so-called governor general and the so-called king, that it is time to give the people the rights and put it on paper so that they can claim the rights when the time comes. It is crystal clearly established in the document, or let's call it the preface to the document, the convention, that people with disabilities should not be considered to be subjects of charity. No, but people with rights, subjects of with rights, capable of claiming their rights and to make the informed decision by themselves. And the time has come in this country that the people of this country begin to call on the so-called leaders of this country. I wouldn't even want to qualify them the way that they should be qualified, to put into place immediately and to stop. I want to end on this component, the corruption within the Ministry of Social Development, because I can clearly attest to the people of this here country today that within the Ministry of Social Development there is a company formed by a senior public officer contracted with the Ministry of Social Development, just as the Fate Company was, which we criticized so much in the previous administration, but we're repeating the same thing. Brothers and sisters, pay attention to what's going on in this country. More corruption and bubble than there's ever been, it seems. A company owned, and record what I'm saying, no name, no warrant. But I'm saying it. There is a company operated within the Ministry of Social Development or contracted with the Ministry of Social Development to attend to matters related to people with disabilities owned by a senior public officer. Now tell me, brothers and sisters. And they don't want me to talk. Oh, he blind, I can't see. But I can hear. Finally, Mr. Telesford, on matters related to people with disabilities, I have to. There is an issue with the Constitution versus the Representation of the People Act. People with visual impairment have the right, an equal right, according to United Nations Convention and according to our said Latrine pamphlet of an imperial order and council of the Queen's Most Excellent Majesty, called the Constitution, to a secret ballot. Because Section 32.3 says crystally clearly that the people with visual impairment, etc., that the election should be held by ballot, which should be secret, and designed in a way that no other person can know for whom, and this state, this is how you call the clause, is the most important, for whom the candidate or no, the elector votes on the lining. I want to repeat this. The ballot should be done in a way that no one should get to know, that it should not be known for whom the elector votes. I underline the verb votes in the simple present. What it says there is that the right to a secret ballot cannot be after the person votes, albeit that person be assisted. It means that protection to that secret ballot should be a priori, meaning prior to, meaning before that person votes. I challenged it in the court, and a mercenary judge called one Glasgow and another sausage dog Dashong Ramdani refuted my arguments on the matter, and they refused to pay me heed. Section 67 of the Representation of the People Act says that a person with visual impairment has to be accompanied by another into the booth. So there we go, that the law, which the Constitution ought to dictate to, is breaching the Constitution, and nobody's paying attention to that. For 3 times during the past 13 years, we've been making noises about it. I want to put it on the table before the next election. I had a brief conversation. I thank him for talking to me when Mr. Arthur Pierre, the new leader, or you call it, the chief of the PEO. And I hope that he take this matter up and get it sorted out. The Representation of the People Act is violating the Constitution. And let us not wait, to the last moment to try to see what. I've showed them from time to time on various occasions, publicly on television also, how it can be done. That the ballot paper has to be designed in a certain way. Not any way different as it, but there are certain rudimentary things. No computer, nothing. I mean, we can't afford that one yet, we understand that. But with a piece of paper, a simple file folder, that it can be done, that people with visual impairment can go into the booth and vote for themselves. We want to have that corrected. It is just time. It is time we get serious in this here country and start respecting the rights of people, whether old, young, black, white, whatever. Whether you're green or you're yellow, I am red. And that's why I shall make my noise and challenge all these hyper-academic, pseudo-intellectual charlatans, paper-pushing, bunkum-babbling, bureaucratic buzzards that run in this country and fleecing on the people, and the time has come to call them out. Have a nice day. William, Mr. Telesford.
Thank you, sir. Have a great morning yourself. 435-2041, 435-2041. Open line this morning here on the program. Feel free to call in and share your views and concerns this morning. As I said in the intro, there's no particular subject matter that we are dealing on this morning or speaking about. Feel free to introduce one if you are so curious to. Let's take another caller via the WhatsApp. Caller, good morning, and you're welcome, and you're live.
Good morning. I would like to find out that when certain people get on the air in the program, you stop them and you tell them they have been on too long. You give them 5 whatever minutes. Mr. What's his name has been on for at least 15 minutes, and there is no way you stop him and say, hold it, that's enough. Why are you favoring certain people? That's my question this morning.
Have a good morning, my dear. Have a good one yourself. 435-2041. Let's go back to the line. I guess we lost that caller. 435-2041. Open line this morning here on the program, folks. And let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome, and you're live. Go right ahead, please.
Thank you very much, sir. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good.
I have a few little technical problems anyway, but let me see if I can get this thing right. The idea of how people try to criticize one another on public, on the air, and I disagree with that completely. And I am supporting Mr. Rolo 100% because I am a disabled person just the same. I am in a wheelchair and I can't move about as much as I would like to. Now, the social services people, they came to visit me about probably 2 months ago, and they gave me an assignment. And I must say I'm very disappointed because what? I am in a wheelchair. They came to look for me. They got information about my condition, and they came to look for me with an empty hand. And when they came, they asked me what I want them to do for me. I don't want them to do anything for me. I have a need. And I keep stressing that for 4.5 years now, the SEED program. And you know why? What is happening? I understand that there are a few people who are enjoying this $500 from the SEED program. And what they are doing, when I see them, they are on the roadside drinking rum, having a good time, Guinness and whatnot, etc. There are even those who have houses supermarkets and whatnot, etc. Rented out these houses, rented out and whatnot, etc. And they are receiving these monies from the seed program. I am suffering here for 4.5 years. And I'm wondering for many different occasions, on many different occasions. I am not asking or begging anybody for anything. I have a need. And I am wondering, why is it happening this way? I support Mr. Rolo 100%. The fact is, people who wish to call and criticize, I wish they would stop. Because maybe one day, they may very well end up in the same situation and they may need what he is saying today. I mean, people, listen, man, come on, man. The world is listening to us. We have a problem, and we should stop this political wrangling and whatnot, etc. People calling and criticizing one another and whatnot, etc. We should stop it, man. Let's think about it. Hey, listen, let me say something. I'm a farmer. I've been a farmer for 69 years of my life, all of my life. And today, 1 foot, I suffered that loss in a coal pit. But I'm still here planting. I am still looking at crops that I plant, you know, people with their goats and whatnot, etc. Even what they call pre-larceny, this fancy word and whatnot. People doing me all sorts of funny things and whatnot. And I have to be struggling and grinding and whatnot, etc. to tend to these crops and then to get them to sell and to whatnot, etc. and whatnot. People always stop criticizing people on the roadside. Mr. Rolo have a need and he has a point and he is so correct. I'm warning you all, one day you all might end up in the same situation and even worse, and you all would need what he is saying today. Come on, man, put an end to it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, folks, we drew for a break. Let's take it. We'll be right back with more Off to the Point, the Open Line edition this morning after the break.
Get ready for non-stop cricket excitement as GBN brings you live coverage of this year's Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League. Please note there will be some adjustments to our regular programming lineup. On Tuesday, September 10th through Friday, September 13th, transitions will be at 5:05 p.m. GBN television news will air at 6 p.m., followed by a repeat right after the CPL match. And don't miss the rebroadcast of transitions after the news repeat. GBN with you anywhere and everywhere with the best in sports coverage. Stay tuned and stay informed with GBN.
फिल्टर हाँ कम झाले फिल्टर आजी
Welcome back to our listeners and viewers this morning to the point. We have an open line edition for today, Friday, the 13th of September. We go back to the phone line and say good morning to our caller. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
JT, good morning. Are you okay for the time being?
I'm 100%. Good morning to you.
I so surprised because I listened to the previous caller, and the previous caller has been attacking me left, right, and center, calling me all kinds of names and chastising me. So I'm surprised that he's talking about the situation, Mr. Rolo. No, I'm not against Mr. Rolo. Let him air his views, etc. So I have no problem with that. But he's talking about people. But have you forgotten what you've done to me and what you've been doing to me? He called me about a certain situation which I couldn't help him. I have no it's not in my jurisdiction. It's a legal matter. So I couldn't help him, and he has been attacking me. So I can't understand what hypocrisy is that. Have you forgotten all the dirty things that you say about me, or what you called me, just because I can't help you innocently? I'm an innocent person, as a matter of fact, and didn't you, if I hear correctly, take it up with somebody else, and the person tell you what? just like I say it's a legal matter. What did the person tell you? Did the person tell you it's a legal matter? Just like I tell you, they're supposed to help you to tell you to go to a lawyer or go to the Attorney General, but yet still you're chastising me left, right, and center. So I can't understand how people are hypocrites. Have you forgotten? Have you really, really forgotten what you've been doing to me and calling me all kind of a name just because I can't help you?
Caller, that's basically, of course, your contribution this morning?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you. 435-2041, 435-2041. Feel free to give me that call and express your views and concerns this morning. And let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome and good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Let me remind you of this quotation. I hope you know. Many could criticize, but few can do better. And I've said it on many instances on this program, on many programs. But before I go into my substantial information, I would prefer you all change this valuable program on mornings when a great I wanted to say a great quantity of people, a great percentage of people would be at their home and they would be able to listen, perhaps if they can control the train, have the train around the radio, to learn, or perhaps to re-educate themselves and to educate their children. Now, as I've already said, anytime you make reasonable or valuable contribution and somebody doesn't like it and do not know, they criticize you. And as I had already said, Mr. Rolo, I don't want him to side with me. I wanted to say the best contribution, but reasonable, valuable contribution. I have learned a lot from him, and to some extent, he has underlined the word reasonable knowledge and skill. But maybe his attitude, I could build up my attitude like he used to. I'm not telling you his attitude not good. I'm not telling you mine good. I'm not telling you he not good. But I'm talking about attitude. Maybe he could change, I could change. But I wouldn't change mine when I know I'm right. I don't know if he changes when he knows he's wrong or he's right. So people have to understand, and I'm glad people are talking about don't attack people. Say what you want to say. If you want to criticize, but criticism has two sides, positive and negative. Don't say only the negative things, what you hear. But I want you to see if you could get this program changed so that I want you to say we, or most of the people would be re-educated. Can you do that for me, please?
I will try my best, sir.
Listen to people
all right.
Substance.
Have a good morning.
Thank you.
435-2041. Let's go to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning.
Hey, GT, good morning, my friend.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Happy Friday to you, my friend.
And same goes out to you.
Okay, anyway, I just want to say that I'm very happy to know that the work in Carrico will...
Are you with me, caller, or have you disconnected? I guess we may have lost the caller there for some reason. Seemed to be a little issue there with the WhatsApp. 435-2041. You have the option of calling direct. 435-2041. Let's see if we could get another caller in. Let's try the WhatsApp once again. WhatsApp caller, good morning, and you're live. Yes, caller, go right ahead, please. You're live.
I'm glad I get you. I'm on WhatsApp too, and you know that the signal that we...
Yeah, caller, I'm saying that you are live. Go right ahead with your contribution, please.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. About 2 programs for this week on GBN dealt with subject matter that has to do with a lot with morality, a lot with the attitude in our society, the degradation of attitude of the society, where especially children are going haywire, and so our system is failing us. And I want to point out some things that are critical for us to understand. For our society to be on track, so that we don't have to complain as you hear somebody complains that you're here for the week. morality has to be a guiding light. Another critical guiding light in this world is the philosophy of the people that guides the structure of society. And to quite an extent, government plays a part in this. And relative to this, I'm going to use two statements that our Prime Minister, Dick Mitchell, made, that people need to understand that if society is going to go in that direction, the way the Prime Minister made these two statements, we are in serious trouble. And here is them. The Prime Minister, in dealing with a subject matter, said that church and state has been separated a long time ago, because people were questioning the decision that the government made, or they expected the government to make, relative to that issue of the Somora agreement, in which there are abhorrible clause in it that the Grenadian people despise. And in it, they were bringing up the idea of the church should play a part or should be respected when it comes to that issue. The Prime Minister, in dismissing the issue, said that church and state has been separated a long time ago. He went further to say that morality is a private thing. Now, morality relates to the behavior, the belief, the attitude that people has towards characteristics in society, the building of character.
So we may have lost the caller. They also seem to, of course, a bit of a WhatsApp issue there. 435-2041. You have the option of calling direct. If you're having some issue via the WhatsApp, you could also call me direct. 435-2041. It's an open line this morning. Let's go to the direct line. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
Good morning, Mr. GP.
Good morning to you, sir.
I'm calling to represent the Ministry of Health this morning. My name is Kevin Frederick. I'm the Senior Health Promotions Officer and Communications Officer within the Ministry of Health.
Good morning to you, sir, and nice to have you on the program this morning. Go right ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Right. I wanted to appeal and join with my colleagues in health in appealing to the Grenadian public, all and sundry, to take the issue of dengue serious. It is no secret that we have an outbreak that we are trying our best to manage. But the onus is on homeowners. The onus is on every citizen to eliminate standing water, search for and destroy all sources of mosquito breeding. We continue to see, despite our efforts of educating and engaging the public, despite our efforts of fogging, and everyone keeps calling for fogging, as we keep telling people, the science is there, fogging is a last resort. Fogging only knocks down the adult mosquito. However, we have over 50 cases right now of dengue on islands, and we are appealing to people to clean your surroundings. It is not hard to take 5 minutes every week and clean your surroundings. Ensure that there are no breeding sources of mosquitoes in your community and around your home. So things like looking for old cans, old bottles, old buckets, old tires, and so on. Clean it. Look for things, for example, like leaks from your faucets that might be under your kitchen sink and so on. And all that we are asking for, GP, is for people to take the information serious. Because not until when someone reaches the ICU and they are on life support from dengue hemorrhagic fever, then people will start taking it serious. And it could be your friend or your loved one, because my mosquito is your problem. Your mosquito is my problem. Mosquitoes fly, they glide, and so it bites someone, it becomes infected, and it can transmit the dengue virus to you. Now, that could be a problem. And so we are appealing to people, because at the end of the day, the cry, the false cry, the unreasonable cry will be that what is the Ministry for Health doing? We're not seeing the Ministry of Health. We're not hearing, and that is not right. That is going to be really a disservice because we go out, our vector control team go out every day treating standing water in people's backyard. The water is in your backyard. Empty it if you're not using it. We have to go and put bait. And then when the government imposes taxes, we cry out about only a set of tax. Well, we have to get tax in order to get money to buy air baits and chemicals and things to treat water and to fog because you guys had just to have. You all don't want to clean. So if you all don't want to clean and you are calling for us to keep frogging and doing this and doing that, we haven't got a choice but to actually explore different sources of revenue collection in order to acquire what is needed. So I'm appealing to the people out there, please, and use insect repellents. If you're going to be outdoors, use insect repellents. We cannot identify and say, well, a mosquito in granite is going to bite you at 8 o'clock. No, or one in Guave or wherever. So protect yourself, and the best means of protection is to eliminate all sorts of standing water, and also people who are indiscriminately and illegally dumping the waste all over the place. We are begging you to stop, please.
All right. I want to thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the information, and best wishes goes out to you for the day, sir. All the best.
Thank you too, sir.
All right. Hey, folks, 435-2041, 435. Let's go to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning, and you're welcome, and you're live. WhatsApp caller, good morning, you're live. I guess there's an issue probably with WhatsApp caller not hearing me. Let's take this caller via the direct line before we go to the break. Caller, good morning, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. And I beg of you to be brief. I beg of you to be brief because you were on already.
I will be briefer than the last man that called.
Go right ahead, please.
Although he paid for his...
Sir, would you go right ahead, please?
Yeah. I would like that particular person, if he's employed by government or wherever he's been employed, as a man to give information or to get people together to go around to get rid of certain ill effects in the country, whether it's mosquito and so on. And they would pay for some time on the radio so that he would transmit his information. And it would be transmitted to the whole nation because you know what time they would speak and what time they would not speak. So the best thing is, maybe, I'm not giving you advice, you could advise him to organize a program. Yes, I might learn a little, but every one of us will learn because we know that they have that particular program and it will be more effective. Now, try to see, as I said, to put this program and more at the night. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day yourself. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take a come back with more of your calls when we return. It's 25 minutes moving up before 10 o'clock.
We are still...
The event you won't want to miss. GIDC Business Deals Day is happening on Saturday, October 12th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Frequenty Industrial Park playing field. Explore the latest products and service offerings from businesses within the industrial parks. Enjoy discounts on GIDC business support services and get fantastic deals on household items, building materials, accessories, condiments, and more with exciting prizes up for grabs throughout the day. But that's not all. Dive into a mini health fair and career expo for valuable health education and employment opportunities, all while enjoying the songs of Trio the Band and DJ Graphic Sounds. It will be a fun-filled day filled with eats, drinks, games, deals, and more. Mark your calendars and join the GIDC at Frequenty Industrial Park playing field on Saturday, October 12th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. See you there.
The Grenada Motor Club will be hosting its second and final international drag racing event for 2024 at Pearls International Speedway on September 28th and 29th. Expect the fastest set of drag cars and bikes the Caribbean has to offer. September 27th, meet and greet at Lavo Lanes. September 28th, test and tune bracket race qualifiers. And after drags, chill out at Sizzle Bar and Lounge. September 29th, drag race finals at Pearls International Speedway. There will be a special guest appearance by one of the Caribbean's top drag racers and a special drift performance by one of the Caribbean's top drifter. Mark the dates, September 28th and 29th at Pearls International Speedway is the place to be. You don't want to miss this one.
Welcome back once again to our listeners and viewers this morning. It's To The Point here on Classic Radio GBN TV, and it's an open line edition this morning as we continue with, of course, receiving your calls from our listeners and viewers. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
To you and your followers. Two brief comments. One of them has to do with food security, and the other one, crime. Now, this morning on the earlier segment, there were folks calling about, food security and the problems after the hurricane and things of that sort. But permit me to say at this point in time that, by and large, as Grenadians, we are lazy people. Not all. Many are very lazy, and they wait for the government to do everything for them. Unless the government has a program or something, nobody does anything for himself or herself. I happen to live in a part of the island that is not conducive for agriculture. Every square inch of soil around my little lot was trucked in. It had to be bought and trucked in and had to be replenished every, couple of years. I get pen manure from everywhere, and I grow almost every vegetable you can think about. There are people who live in areas with lots of space around them. They don't do anything. One guy said this morning that some people spend money on beers and on rum and other things, and he spends money on seeds. I do. I spend on seeds and seedlings. Today I'm going up to the nursery to get some lettuce to plant. So I'm saying this to say that a lot of us can do a lot more to feed ourselves, and we're not doing it. And it is related also to the crime situation, because we expect our young men, and not because I'm an old guy now, I'm saying that when I started working at age 17 as a teacher, my complete outfit on that first morning of work as a teacher was purchased from things from my garden as a 16, 17-year-old. So I'm not saying that because I'm old now. So we have to start somewhere. And I think a lot of the crimes we're seeing, because most of our young men haven't found themselves into gainfully engage themselves in things like these. Now, I heard last night this morning about another homicide in the southern part of the island, a fatal shooting. One day before, I heard of chopping. And it begs the question, when did we become so callous? When did we lose that sanctity for human life? That when somebody does us something, instead of slapping them, or even minor stab or a prick, we feel that they have to die. They have to die for the simplest thing, even friends. One little altercation, one misunderstanding, and that other person has to die. And I don't know if it's because of the movies, the media, whatever it is, but we were not like that. Because people always had misunderstandings. People always had altercations. I grew up in an era when there was one homicide every 5 years. You won't believe that, GT. There was a time when we have a general knowledge quiz, and if you heard me mention it before, and one of the quiz questions was, who was the last person convicted of murder in Grenada? That was a quiz question. But you know why? Every child knew, because every child heard it from the parents. It was so rare. And this was so, looked upon with disdain that somebody will kill another person. And everybody knew about it. Today, people are dying. We don't know their names. They're just statistics. Another death, another shooting, another stabbing, another chopping. And I'm asking the question, when did we lose that sanctity? When did we lose the point where we could just have an argument? We can walk away. But that person doesn't have to die. And this is a very sad state of affairs. It's very, very sad. And I hope that something can be done. We have to start a church, wherever it is, but that sanctity for human life, we have lost it. And this is very, very worrying indeed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. 435-2041, 435-2041, open line this morning here in the program. Let's try this caller via WhatsApp. Hope they can have a proper connection this time. Caller via WhatsApp, good morning, you're welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning to you, sir, and you're certainly welcome.
If I don't get proper connection, I'll take my landline. Mr. Telesford, have you ever come across a book called Counselor?
Can you get to repeat that again, sir? I think I missed that. Could be we lost connection a bit. We seem to be having a bit of a poor connection with you this morning, sir, for some reason or the other. You may have to try the direct line, 435-2041. If you are having problems via the WhatsApp, let's try the direct line. Let's go to a direct line call. Caller, good morning, you're welcome, and you're live.
Good morning, Mr. Gigi. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty well, sir. Go right ahead, please.
Okay, yeah. Gigi, as I say, I don't know what happened to the young guys now. Long time ago when a man go in jail, everybody frightened him when they see him and next person say, that man was in jail, People pulling out from you because you've been in jail. Now people love you when you go in jail. All right? Also, Gigi, when they go in jail, when they kill another man, it's man killing man. So many men, boys, young men killing men. They put pressure on the other men because the other men sometimes end up having to help this lady because she have children and she don't have a man to help her anymore. So the same men, you don't see hearing about lady killing lady, It's men killing men. So it's more ladies remaining on the island and they're going to need help. So this thing, what the men don't thinking about that, When you kill somebody and you go in jail, who helping the other lady? Sometimes she don't have a job. You was the one, the breadwinner. So what happening to that person now? And next man have to pick up the woman and help her. Or maybe if he don't pick up to help her, she might be passing around asking people for help because she need this to need books. She need this to help them trying to go to school. All that kind of thing. So I think men have to think before they start doing those stupidness. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your contribution. 435-2041. We may have to forego on the calls from the WhatsApp because we seem to be having some connection issues with WhatsApp this morning. We may have to forego the calls via WhatsApp. So I see some folks are calling, but I would just probably entertain the direct call this morning. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, GT.
How are you?
I'm all right.
All right.
GT, I looking around in our country and looking how young people living their life. Their life is their own. But I wonder if some of them thinking about when they're getting old. I hope that they take, but them doesn't listen to radio to listen how elderly people today crying out and begging for help. These young people and them walking down the same road. I've seen a lot of young people heading down the line for the home for the age because the way they live their life, they ain't thinking about they go get old one day. They lie more, they spend the money on wasteless things, and sometimes it does be so hard to see elderly people have to work hard, pay the land tax, pay the house tax, and the government has to get the money from these elderly people to help them tomorrow is very, very hard. So young people, listen to how people crying out for help today. Are they going to fall in the same situation tomorrow? Please, God, if they do dead young, are they go to get old, and is the home, rich man home, are they looking for to go in there because are they don't live in all their life nice Are you spending all your money all on? They don't even taking care of their children. So when the children come and they get a subject, they will remember the treatment the father give them and they won't study them. Them alone go end up in the home. Have a good weekend, my
You
friend.
too, my dear. Have a good weekend yourself, and what's left for the rest of the day. Let's try this caller once again. I was going to forego on the WhatsApp calls. Let's see if this caller comes through properly. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. Let's give it a try.
Hey, GT.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know the WhatsApp is kind of messed up because I've been listening. Okay, what I was saying, all right. Okay, I'm happy to hear that that there will be work starting in Carrico on Monday. And then also we heard about the non-profit organization from Trinidad that will be building 27 houses. All right, so then that's a good move. And then we heard that St. Patrick's and St. Mark's will be following right after, but Monday will be Carrico. Okay, last night I happened to listen to an NNP meeting. You know, I didn't hear it from the starting, but I went back on YouTube and I got it and I listened to the whole meeting. I just want to focus on 3 people. Peter David, Emily Pierre, and also I want to focus on the opposition leader. All right, and then I realized since the administration received the CREF money, the $118 million, is like they having sleepless night. And I want to remind the people of Carrico, because I know a lot about Carrico, about the NNP never did nothing for Carrico, and I could highlight a couple of them. Emily Pierre talk about victimization, and I want to remind her about the principal, all right? The principal that was victimized because when the uniform of the children was changed to the yellow top. Also, I want to remind Peter David also as agriculture minister, he never visited Carrico. How many times? How many times calls came to him? He promised his promise. I also want to remind Kit Mitchell about the lies that he gave to the Carrico people when he said that he meet with the port authority of the people of Carrico and they'll be doing some work on the Hillsborough and port that was moved to Harvey Vale on the Korean land. All right. He also promised the people night landing. And I want to also remind him, since he been Prime Minister, how many times did he visit?
All right, my good friend, you see we may have lost you there, and apology for that. Let's take a caller via this direct line, and then we take a break after this caller. Caller, good morning, you're welcome, and you're live.
Yeah, good morning, brother. And, I like comment on that, but I'm not trying to say that caller from the WhatsApp, I think is living in the past. The election has gone for 2 years now, and the new government in office, and I don't see why you keep on rehashing things over and over. You make you sound dumb, bro. But on a serious note, JT, we are a Christian nation. We always say that. And we should be living at a certain kind of standard. So just saying you're a Christian nation and living anyhow, any fashion, anything goes, is not right. Example, I went to change my animals and I saw a well-known pastor in a vehicle with a woman, pastor from St. George's. I'm looking at this distance from St. George's to the country, Seven Swayze, with a woman in a vehicle. And I'm thinking like, well, that's why we have all this problem in this country. I mean, you have a well-known pastor on the radio with a woman in Seven Swayze who's... I call him out. I say, that's not your wife. I say that the wife of the glass fast. So I'm saying these people, they're not real. A lot of people are just preaching and talking on the radio. They're not real. They're not real people. They are fake people. So we have to be careful as people in this country. We have to be careful who we listen to, we go around, who we associate ourselves with. It's very important. And going back to Carrico, brother, I'm glad to hear that they're really trying to help us in Carrico starting on Monday. Because we all know after a hurricane, right, when you don't have water, you don't have the basic things to survive. It's very difficult. Now after 2 months, people are living like dogs up there, That's too long, brother. So I really hope and pray that they get this thing going really fast. Because I understand, in my neck of the woods, after hurricane, 2 days after the hurricane, I was on the pipe. I was so frustrated. So you can't wash, you can't do this, you can't do that. There is no current, you can't watch your TV, you can't go on your phone when you want. So it's a difficult time. So I hope that they help the Carrick really, really fast. Have a nice day, brother.
You too, sir. Have a good day yourself. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take it. It will be our final one for the program this morning. When we come back, we continue with your call. Stay with us.
I want to control your anger. There's a way to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it, and relax it. Eliminate violence.
Get ready for non-stop cricket excitement as GBN brings you live coverage of this year's Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League. Please note there will be some adjustments to our regular programming lineup. On Tuesday, September 10th through Friday, September 13th, transitions will be at 5:05 p.m. GBN television news will air at 6 p.m., followed by a repeat right after the CPL match. And don't miss the rebroadcast of transitions after the news repeat. GBN with you anywhere and everywhere with the best in sports coverage. Stay tuned and stay informed with GBN.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. Once again, we're in the final moments of the program this morning. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
Yes, good morning, GT. Well, that dengue issue is a very serious one. But we wish that the Ministry of Health would look into some details, a little more details. We as homeowners, we are trying our best. Take, for example, you live on a slope. Your house is on a slope. So, what can you do with the water going down to the people below when, according to the plan you have, there is no drain that will take you to the main drain? Even now, WASA stepped in and they're allowing you to put home water. But listen to the big problem. You can put your water from your bath and your whatever, your toilet and so on, you wash ways. All that can go in a WASA thing, but they warn you don't put rain, GT. You understand the problem?
Yes.
Don't put rain. So what are you going to do now? You on the slope. So, well, you kind of put little drums and things. You don't want the water, but you just don't want the water going down wholesale on the houses down below. You know what I mean? So you're kind of breaking it by putting little drums. I wish what we would like to see as homeowners is more visits from people from the Ministry of Health who can advise us accordingly. You understand?
I certainly do understand, but you think there are folks who could offer you the advice that you need?
When I say advise, because what they would advise us now is how to not to create, because some people, we are not creating it on purpose. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, the situation is not, we are creating places for the mosquito to go on purpose. But what can we do? You understand? The people may have some lots selling, but in between they cut up one lot into three, which comes comes in the way of the outflow, the flow off. You understand? So a lot of things we need some attention. They are saying put guttering, but you're asking them, well, where you want to lead the guttering? Nobody could answer that. You understand? So there are some places that don't need guttering. Let the water just fall on the ground and just soak in. But they're telling you that it's the law to put guttering. And then you look at them and you ask, okay, so where am I leading it off to? Then they look back at you. You understand? Because the guttering makes concentrated water now at one point, at different points, which will go down to the houses below. And that will forever be a problem in neighborhoods. So I am begging people from the Ministry of Health, Kevin, you're listening. I am begging for people from the Ministry of Health to come around again a little more. Come around also with the things that you are putting in the water, and see how we can alleviate that problem, because the dengue is serious business. Thank you, GT.
Thank you so much, caller. Have yourself a lovely day. 435-2041. We probably can entertain another caller or two if it comes really quickly. And let's take a peek at some of the contributions via the WhatsApp. And let's take this one. So someone via the WhatsApp is saying, We have a problem in Grenada. This individual is saying the world is watching our cultural tendency by wanting everything for free. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome and you're live. Caller, good morning, you're live.
Hello.
Good morning, caller, you're live.
Yeah, Mr. Evidence.
Caller, you're live on Classic Radio. Okay, it's To The Point program. Are you calling to make a contribution?
No.
Okay, so have a good one. 435-2041, 435-2041. It's the number if you want to go live. And remember, the time you call this particular number, you will be going live. All right, so be prepared for that. And let's go back to that of course, comment there via the WhatsApp. And a second half of the comment is saying, did we major in criticism rather than offering solution? The election is over, folks. I'm trying to get a flow of the contribution here from the individual. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
Yes, lady, you have a valid point. My house is also on the hill, and I'll get water from the neighbor upstairs, from the over me. And Jude, when you have extra food, could you give it to me, please? I'm shot and locking, I'm disabled. So I'm full support of John Rollo, and the lady who called after that, I hope and pray that she can live long enough. She can live long enough to be old, and I hope she's not disabled. Have a blessed weekend.
Hey, thank you, sir. Have a good one yourself. 435-2041. We could still entertain another caller. Let's take this contribution from someone via the WhatsApp once again. If you take over the role of a politician, believing that you can serve everyone or everybody, then you must be prepared to receive the blows that the politician usually get. It should be a learned experience and should help temper your misguided criticism of politicians. That's a contribution there from someone via the WhatsApp. Let's see if I could pull up another contribution via WhatsApp. Sorry, I couldn't get onto the Facebook page this morning. Didn't get the opportunity to sign in there as yet. But we do have a caller. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I want to bite of what the caller was speaking and say that Grenadians feel that they have to depend on the government. That is true. I see that way. And I'm telling the nation and the lady that it was inherited from the past government. This is what he used to do. Try to food feed people. Feed them so they would vote for him all the time. That's what it's about. And it's time we should stop that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Have a great morning. Folks, as we come to the end of today's edition of To The Point, the Open Line edition, I want to thank everyone who contributed to today's program. You're calling those, of course, who call in via the WhatsApp. You know that connection issue that is happening lately via WhatsApp. Apology for that. I know there are lots who are trying to make their contribution via that particular medium. Thank you once again. Have a great week. What's left of it. It's been an interesting week here on To The Point. Join me again next week once the Almighty permits, health, strength, and everything else that is needed for me to be on the program. I will be here. Have yourself a great day. What's left of it, and goodbye.